The campus was unusually quiet that afternoon. The sun was dipping low, painting golden streaks across the library windows and leaving long shadows on the lawn. Hannah walked briskly, her books clutched tightly against her chest. The past weeks had been exhausting. Min-jun had stopped teasing her, and yet, the tension between them had only grown. She reached the library steps and saw him standing there, perfectly still. His black jacket hung casually, but his posture was different. No playful smirk, no teasing glance. Just a steady, serious gaze fixed on her. Hannah stopped in her tracks, a surge of irritation rising in her chest. "What now?" she muttered under her breath, although she knew she wouldn't leave until he spoke. "I need to tell you something," he said quietly, his voice carrying an unusual weight. Hannah's brows furrowed. She crossed her arms and glared at him. "Go ahead. Say it and get it over with," she said sharply, her voice icy. He stepped a little closer, his eyes never leaving hers. "I can't pretend anymore, Hannah. I love you." Hannah froze, the words hitting her harder than she expected. Her first instinct was to deny their meaning, to tell herself she had misheard. Her second instinct was pure anger. "You what?" she exclaimed, taking a step back. "After everything you've done, after all the teasing, the constant interruptions, all the times you made me want to scream, you think I could ever feel anything for you?" Min-jun didn't flinch. He didn't step back. "I'm not asking for your forgiveness," he said, his voice calm but firm. "I'm not asking you to feel the same. I just needed to tell you. I've loved you for weeks now. Not because of games or fun, but because of who you are. Your focus, your calm, your innocence. It's impossible not to care." Hannah's face twisted in disgust. "Impossible not to care," she spat. "You're the same person who made my life miserable. I hate you, Min-jun. I can't. I won't ever." She broke off, clenching her fists so tightly her nails dug into her palms. Min-jun's eyes softened slightly. "I don't expect anything from you. I just couldn't keep this inside anymore. You deserve honesty, even if you hate me for it." Hannah's chest heaved. She wanted to turn away, to run, to ignore him completely. But some part of her, the part she refused to acknowledge, felt shaken. The teasing, the interruptions, the bad boy image, it all faded behind the intensity of his confession. And yet, hatred flared stronger than anything else. "I don't want this," she said finally, her voice trembling with controlled anger. "I don't want you. I don't want any of this. Leave me alone." Min-jun's jaw tightened, but he didn't step back. "I expected nothing less. I just needed to tell you." His voice was quiet now, almost gentle, yet full of certainty. Hannah spun on her heel and walked briskly toward the library, trying to put distance between herself and him. Her mind was a whirlwind of confusion. She hated him, yet the words lingered. "I love you," she shook her head fiercely. "No, he's horrible. I hate him. I can't. I won't." For the next few days, Hannah avoided him entirely. She altered her routes, buried herself in studies, and ignored the usual corners of the campus where she might run into him. Every time she thought of his confession, a spark of irritation flared. She reminded herself relentlessly, Min-jun was bad news. He had teased, annoyed, and disrupted her life. His love meant nothing. She would never accept it. Min-jun, meanwhile, respected her distance. He didn't approach her, didn't try to make conversation. He watched quietly from afar, ensuring she was safe, unobstructed, and unbothered. Every act was subtle. A jacket left on her chair in case of cold, a water bottle on her desk, but invisible to her, unnoticed, not seeking acknowledgement. He was patient, waiting for a time when her hatred might waver. One evening, as Hannah left the library carrying her books, a sudden gust of wind scattered a few pages from her notebook across the lawn. She gasped and lunged to catch them, cursing herself under her breath. "I'll help," Min-jun called softly from behind. Hannah whirled around, cheeks flushed. "I don't need your help," she snapped. He didn't argue. He ran, caught the pages midair, and handed them back without a word. His eyes met hers briefly, steady, calm, unyielding, but she ignored it, grabbed her notes, and marched away, cheeks burning with irritation. Later, in the library, Hannah was seated in her usual corner, books spread neatly before her. Min-jun appeared across the room, leaning against a shelf, quiet, unobtrusive. His presence was different now. No teasing, no comments, just an observant, measured stillness. "You really do spend too much time here," he said softly, not stepping closer, just stating the obvious. Hannah looked up, scowling. "And you really spend too much time lurking?" she replied sharply. He smiled faintly, a small quirk of his lips, unreadable, controlled. "Fair enough," he said. Then, after a pause, he added, "I just like seeing you safe." Hannah's face tightened. "I don't want your concern," she said, her voice low but firm. "I know," he replied evenly. "I'm not asking you to. His words trailed off. He didn't insist, didn't argue, just remained, quietly, unwavering. Days stretched into weeks, and the dynamic remained the same. Hannah's hatred burned, sharp and steady. Every glance from him was met with a glare, every silent act of protection ignored or rationalized as intrusion. But Min Jun never faltered. Each day, each act, each quiet watch over her strengthened the depth of his feelings. One afternoon, Hannah was walking across the lawn, her books clutched against her chest. She noticed him standing near a tree, far enough to give her space, yet close enough that his presence was undeniable. She felt a surge of irritation. "Why is he everywhere?" she muttered under her breath. He didn't respond. He simply nodded once, acknowledging her sighting, and remained still. There was no teasing, no playful smirk, just presence. Hannah wanted to run, but she walked faster instead, gripping her books tighter. Her mind, however, betrayed her. She couldn't stop thinking about the confession. She replayed it over and over. "I love you," he had said. "Not for fun, not for games, just because of who you are." She shook her head fiercely. "No, impossible. I hate him," she whispered. Yet even as she repeated the words, a small ripple of unease spread through her chest. Min Jun observed quietly, as he always did. He saw the way her grip tightened, the slight falter in her stride, the tension in her shoulders. He didn't approach. He didn't speak. But inside, he felt a swell of hope, tempered by patience. He had confessed, he had risked rejection, and now he would wait. Evenings were the hardest for Hannah. The campus quieted, leaving her alone with her thoughts. She would try to immerse herself in notes, in books, in study, but inevitably, Min Jun's words returned. "I love you." She would clamp her jaw, tell herself she hated him, repeat it over and over until her mind believed her, or tried to. And yet, in the silent moments between classes, she began noticing subtle things. A chair pulled out when she reached her desk. A notebook returned without comment. A jacket draped over her seat when a sudden chill came. She would frown, annoyed at herself for even noticing, and mutter, "He's impossible. I hate him." Min Jun never sought her acknowledgement. He never sought reward. His love was steadfast, patient, and silent. The teasing was gone. The charm was gone. Now, it was raw emotion, open confession, and unwavering presence. Hannah's hatred remained pure, unshaken, and clear. There was no confusion, no curiosity, no softness. She remembered every teasing remark, every interruption, every obnoxious smirk from the past, and every one of these memories strengthened her rejection. And yet, she could not deny the unsettling echo of his confession in her mind. Every time she recalled it, a tension arose, a mix of anger, resistance, and something unnamed. But she refused to entertain it. She had made up her mind. He was the last person she would ever accept. As the sun set, the library windows glowed with fading light. Hannah packed her things methodically, her face set, her steps brisk. Min Jun followed at a respectful distance, silent, unobtrusive, giving her space. He had confessed, he had risked everything, and now he would continue to be there for her in quiet ways, patient, waiting for a time when hatred might soften, when acknowledgement might come, but never forcing it. The story at this stage was tense, raw, and unbroken. Hannah's hatred was absolute. Min Jun's love was absolute. Teasing had ended. Open confession had occurred. And now, the slow burn was a silent, invisible fire, growing in depth and intensity, yet unseen by the one who rejected it most fiercely. Every day, every glance, every silent act of care was building something unseen, a foundation for a bond that would eventually challenge Hannah's hatred. But for now, she remained firm, resolute, and unwavering. Min Jun, meanwhile, had embraced patience as the ultimate proof of his love, knowing that eventually, time and honesty might pierce even the strongest walls of rejection.